And question number 3, the given statements are all trucks or files and some scooters or files. And here the combination is all and some combinations. And the conclusions are all trucks or scooters, again some scooters or trucks. So we can go for the diagram. So if it is all, we can go for a overlapping one. So if it is all trucks or files, so all trucks or files, again some scooters or files, so some scooters or files. So this is my first possible diagram. And can you draw any other possible diagram for a given statement? Is there any other possible diagrams is available? And how can I find it out? Yes, good. So please check the first and the last object, that is trucks and the files. Is the truck and files is getting connected to the question? No. If there is no connection, it doesn't mean like the answer is no. So please go for one more diagram, and the diagram should have the connection between the first and the third object. Got it? So I can go like trucks and files, and while drawing scooters I can draw some connection between the trucks and the scooters, and this is my second possible diagram. And as we discussed before, while drawing the first one, please don't give work for your mind, you just draw the question as it is, and after drawing the first question, take a gap and then think about the second possible diagram. And now we just can check the given conclusions. And the first conclusion states that all trucks are scooters. So is the first conclusion is true or false in the first diagram? All trucks are scooters. So it is given that all the trucks are scooters. Absolutely no. So the first conclusion is not following in the first diagram. And second diagram, again the first conclusion, all trucks are scooters. So all trucks are scooters, can you take it as true in the second diagram? No, it is false. So first conclusion is getting false in both the diagrams. And second conclusion, some scooters are trucks. So some scooters are trucks. So is it true or false in the first diagram? False, good. And in second, some scooters are trucks. So some scooters are trucks. Is the truck and scooters is connected to the second diagram? Yes, and I have a some relations. So I can take it as a true in the second possible diagram. So here conclusion 1 is not getting followed in both the cases, and conclusion 2 is getting followed in second case, but again false in the first case. So if this is my scenario, how can I guess the answer? Any clue? My scenario is like conclusion 1 is getting false in both the diagrams, and 2 is getting false in first but is getting true in second case. So can I go for only 2 follow? No, again 2 is not following in my first diagram. So how can I take this option? If I'm getting a situation like this, I can use the fourth rule. And while we discussing the rules in the basics, I have left one of the rule, right? Do you remember? Yes, the fourth rule I have told like we can discuss in the real time questions. So we can go for the rule number 4. So please take that rule and take down this point. So rule 4 states that this is my fourth rule for the topic conclusion, and this is very important rule, but we should not use in all the questions. I'll explain it. Okay, rule 4 states that if any conclusion out of the given conclusions, if any of only one, if any conclusion is getting false in any one possible diagram, if any one conclusion out of the given conclusions, if any one of them is getting false in any one of the given diagram, the dot diagram, got it? So I can consider it as false. And please underline the word consider. The word consider is like very important for the given rule. This rule states that if any of the given conclusions, out of the given conclusions, if any one or two conclusions is getting false in any one of the possible diagrams, got it? Any one, again second time. If any one conclusion is getting false in any one of the diagram, I can consider it as false in the other diagrams also. Got it? And this word meaning considered, it has a two meaning. Consider in the sense like what's the meaning of the word considered? I just can take it, that's it. Okay, this considered means that I can just take it if there is no case. Got it? Using this rule, I can simply say that if any one conclusion is getting false in any one of the diagram, and here my second conclusion is getting false in first and getting true in second. Got it? I can just omit the first one. There's no need to consider because it's getting false in both the cases. Got it? My second statement is getting true in second and false in one. So when we apply this rule in this question, if any one conclusion is getting false in any one of the diagram, I can consider it as false. So the probability is like I can just take it as false, but I cannot take it as true. I cannot take it as true. Good. So I can, using this rule, I can say the answer as neither one nor two follows. Actually, both conclusions are not getting followed for the given question. So I can, the answer is like neither one nor two follows. Simply my answer is the given conclusions, two conclusions is not following the question. That's it. Got it? And this rule, it is not like I should use in all the questions. Only if I get a questions like this, only if I get a conclusion like this, I can use the rule. Only if you are getting some confusions in selecting the answer, you can use this rule. It's not mandatory that you should use the rule in all the times. Got it? And I will explain it again for the upcoming questions. Our next question on syllogism is something very important question. You just go through the question, go through the statements. It says that some panthers are rats, some rats are fowls. Only two statements are there, but the conclusion, I have four conclusions over here. Some rats are panthers, and some fowls are rats, and some fowls are panthers. And the fourth is very, very important one. It's given that some rats are panthers and fowls and both actually. So they just ask to find that some rats are panthers and fowls both actually. Again, check the options. The options are here are very manipulated. They are not as a very strategic one. Here the options as A is all follow, B only one, and only 1 and 3, and none of this. And we can go for the diagram straight away. Some panthers or rats. So some panthers or rats. Again, some rats are fowls. Some rats are fowls. My first possible diagram. And second possible diagram, I can draw a 3 circle like this simply because we have saw this model before itself, because for sum and sum we can get only 2 diagrams. So check the first conclusion. First states that some rats or panthers. Some rats or panthers, it is true, and here it is rats, panthers, true. So again, some fowls or rats, check it, some fowls or rats, it's again true. Some fowls or rats, it's true. And third one, some fowls or panthers, some fowls or panthers is false here, and here it is some fowls or panthers is true. And fourth one, some rats or panthers and fowls both. Here some rats or panthers, either panthers or fowls, but both I cannot go for this one. But for here, some rats, panthers, fowls and both. But coming for this particular section, the very intermediate one, this sections of rats are both panthers and fowls, and itself serves as a both places. So this is true in this case. Got it? So this is like very, very important diagram coming under this kind of set of conclusion. And now go for the option and always go for good, neglecting the wrong options. So can I go for all follow here? It's getting true, true, false, false, everything is true. All follow? No way. Can I go for only one? Only one, because one is getting followed and again 2 is also getting followed in both the diagrams. So I cannot go for only one, because only one means that only one is following, remaining or not following. Again only 1 and 3. So 1 is following but 3, no, 3 is not following in both cases. So the answer must be like none of this. This is the exact answer. So what's the exact answer for this question? Only 1 and 2 follow.